Hey guys, welcome. This is Miss Forkran here with another video for you guys. Today we are going to be talking about the long-term effects of alcohol consumption. Now, yesterday you did the Ed puzzle where you learned about how alcohol affects the teenage brain short term. Now, during your teenage years, your brain is doing really important work trying to strengthen meaningful pathways and weaken others that are not useful so that it can keep the important ones and make sure your brain is functioning at maximum capacity. Now, this takes a really long time. Some parts of your brain are not even fully developed until you are 25 years old. Now, short-term effects of drinking alcohol at any age, whether you're a teenager or not, include having your brain's ability to form and store memories being interrupted. Last class, the Ed Puzzle video talked to you guys about blacking out. This is a direct result of your brain stopping making those memories in the short term. Your frontal lobe slows down with alcohol use, hindering your decision-making skills, often making people do things that they normally wouldn't do because their frontal lobe is not telling them to make better choices or not make those choices. When drunk, your body has trouble regulating how much water it needs. Nothing is telling your kidneys to keep and store that water inside of your body. So often with excess and heavy drinking, you keep going to the bathroom because nothing is telling your kidneys to keep that water. So you are releasing all that water from your body, and that is one of the main causes of having a hangover the next day. And your liver is working overtime during alcohol consumption. Alcohol is a toxin. It is poisonous for your body. And your liver works overtime extra hard in order to remove those toxins as quickly as possible. And sometimes it can't remove those toxins as fast as you are putting them in your body if you're drinking very quickly. But what about long term? Today, we are going to identify the organs that are mainly affected by long-term alcohol abuse, explain the effects that long-term alcohol abuse has on these organs, and identify safe drinking practices. So today, we're not just talking about going out, having a couple drinks, getting drunk one time. These are the long-term effects your body can have after using and abusing alcohol for long extended periods of time over many years. So first, we're going to talk about the liver. The liver breaks down and filters out harmful substances in your body, and then it makes other proteins that the body uses to fight off infections. Now, with constant alcohol use and abuse, the liver can only process so much alcohol at a time in the body, and frequent alcohol consumption puts the liver in overdrive, which can cause liver cells to die, actually scar your liver, and eventually lead to liver failure and liver cancer. When we think about our digestive system, we know our digestive system is what extracts nutrients and water from your food as it travels through the body before it is excreted. And heavy drinking over many years can affect this process. It can increase the amount of stomach acid in the stomach, which can eventually lead to stomach ulcers, which I have pictured here, because too much stomach acid in your stomach can actually wear away at the stomach lining and cause you harm. And it can prevent your body from absorbing nutrients efficiently, which can eventually harm your brain due to the lack of nutrients that your brain needs to function properly. When we think about the pancreas, it produces insulin and other enzymes that help you break down your food. It's a part of your endocrine and your digestive system because it releases those insulin and other enzymes directly into the blood to travel to the important parts of your body. Now, alcohol affects this process. Overuse can affect your pancreas's ability to metabolize the alcohol, and the pancreas ends up metabolizing it in a way that breaks down that alcohol into more toxic chemicals. The toxic chemicals stay in the pancreas because they're not filtered out effectively, and it can cause pancreatitis, which is the inflammation and swelling of your pancreas because it is hurt and filled with those toxic chemicals. When we think about the central nervous system, we know our central nervous system is composed of our brain and our spinal cord. That's the control center of your body. It recognizes and interprets signals. And we know how alcohol affects that at the short term, impairing our frontal lobe's ability to make decisions. But long term, too much alcohol can actually stop the production of new brain cells. And the liver and digestive system damage can eventually harm brain function, causing the vitamin deficiencies I talked about earlier. And symptoms of these vitamin deficiencies and liver damage can affect your sleep, increase anxiety and depression, make people worried, inhibit people's ability to make decisions, and things like that. When we talk about your cardiovascular system, we know that's your heart, your veins, your blood vessels, which circulates oxygenated blood and returns deoxygenated blood back to the heart to be reoxygenated again. And alcohol can affect this process by basically making the heart work in overdrive. So eventually the heart muscle becomes stretched. It can lead to high blood pressure, which is very dangerous, and blood clots, which can eventually lead to stroke. When people have a stroke, it is due to a blood clot that is stopping blood flow to an important part of the brain, which can have very negative effects, including loss of sight, memory loss, death of parts of the brain, and so on. So maintaining a healthy cardiovascular system is very important, not just when thinking about use and abuse of alcohol. Finally, I'll mention your bones. Your bones obviously provide that rigid support and structure for your body. It provides the sites for where muscles can attach so you can actually move, run, walk, grab things, do anything. And alcohol has an interesting effect on your bones. It disrupts the body's production of vitamin D. And vitamin D is necessary for the absorption of calcium by your blood and by your bones. Calcium is a vitamin that you can get from things like milk, from green leafy vegetables like kale and spinach. And if you cannot absorb calcium properly, which is very necessary for your blood has to steal it from your bones. And this eventually over time makes your bones very weak and can lead to a condition called osteoporosis, which is the weakening of the bones that can eventually lead to them breaking more easily in the future. But how can you prevent these things? All of these health effects are completely preventable with safe and responsible drinking habits. First, all I can recommend is to wait until legal drinking age to consume alcohol at any quantities. This gives your brain time to fully develop. Like I said, your brain is not fully developed often until you are 25 years of age. So you are giving your brain that break to do the important work it needs to do to strengthen its important signals. And it's giving your body the opportunity to absorb enough calcium to build your strong bones. Often, you can absorb calcium very quickly and very efficiently up to young adulthood until about the age of 18, but then your body is becoming less efficient at absorbing any new calcium. So waiting to consume alcohol in excess gives your body that opportunity to be efficient at absorbing that calcium which you need for your blood and your bones. Avoiding binge drinking is another way to prevent long-term damage. It has been found that as few as 2 to 3 drinks a day can harm the liver, and 4 to 5 drinks a day or drinks at a time are most likely going to cause some damage. You also should not drink alcohol on an empty stomach, all right? Having a full stomach allows some of that alcohol to be absorbed by the food in your stomach. On an empty stomach, more alcohol gets introduced into the bloodstream because it is not being absorbed by the food in your belly. Drinking water is also very important. Like we talked about at the beginning, your kidneys are not working effectively when alcohol is introduced into the system. Your kidneys are getting rid of that important water you need to remain hydrated. So drinking water is going to replace the water your kidneys are removing from your body while drinking, and staying hydrated is very, very important for most of your body functions. Also, combining drugs and alcohol is very dangerous and can make any of these effects that I previously talked about more harmful and happen more quickly to your body. Even mixing something as simple as Tylenol and alcohol in your system can increase damage to your liver and digestive system almost immediately, making liver cell damage and liver scarring and stomach ulcers even more likely to occur. So at the end of this, we've talked about our main organs that are affected by long-term alcohol abuse. I've explained to you guys the effects that long-term abuse can have on these organs, and we've identified some safe drinking practices to prevent that long-term damage because, like I said, all of these are long-term effects that occur over many, many years of alcohol abuse. So being aware of that now so you can protect your body for the future is incredibly important. And with that, you guys, I will end it off there. Like I always say, be safe, make good choices, don't do drugs, and I will see you guys later.